motion, Newton's laws of motion and conservation of linear momentum and the lift and friction completed. Okay, completed. Next is the circular motion. Circular motion. Good afternoon. My dear student, good afternoon. You are here to me your lesson. Yes or no? Good afternoon. Circular motion, you know it, so many types of motion: linear motion, circular motion, periodic motion, simple harmonic motion, rotational motion, so many types of motions, you know it. But circular motions mean from a fixed point the distance of the particle always same, that is the circle. The shape of this locus will be the circle, that is the circular motion. When an object moves in a circular motion, you can measure the distance with respect to their angle. With respect to their angle. Displacement, you know it. This is the displacement from here to there. This is the displacement from here to there. You know it. Similar way, here also terms is the angular displacement. Angular displacement denoted by the letter theta. Theta equal to, you know it. If the radius of the circular path is r and after time t it covers a distance, that distance is the arc of the circle s, theta equal to s by r. Theta equal to s by r. Theta, the unit of the theta is radian. You know it, the radian degree and the grain. So many correlated units for the measurement of the angle. So theta equal to s by r, s equal to r into theta. Okay, this is the angular displacement. Similar way, angular displacement means this is the displacement you measure with the protector, that is the angular displacement. Similar way, the angular velocity. Similar way, the angular velocity. Someone also use this angular speed, angular velocity. Angular velocity. Angular velocity denoted by the letter omega, omega equal to angular displacement by time theta by t. Theta by t means the unit is radian per second, rad per second. Theta by t, theta means s by r into t. Okay, so omega equal to s by t into 1 by r. Okay, omega equal to s by t means v by r. Therefore, v equal to omega into r. Omega into r. So, my dear student, you check here. This is the velocity, that also the velocity. That time it will be a vector form. What will be its vector form? Vector form v equal to omega cross r. in which direction the omega and r, you know it. This is the angular velocity. Angular velocity equal to theta by t. The unit of the theta is radian and the unit of the time is second. So, rad per second is the unit of angular velocity. Angular velocity correlated with the linear velocity. What will be its relation? Omega equal to s by t into 1 by r. Omega equal to v by r. That is equal to v equal to omega into r. But you know it. V is the angular velocity, linear velocity, omega is the angular velocity. So, in which direction you indicates the vector quantity. Suppose you consider it, this is the r, a radial vector. The velocity direction is this at the tangent. So, what will be its omega? R is this direction, V is that direction, omega is that direction. So, omega is the onward the board. So, you consider here omega cross R. Omega cross R. If you consider it, this is the omega, this is the R. Omega cross R, that direction is the V. So, this is the direction of omega. Omega. Onward the board. This is the R and that is the V. So, you consider here onward the board and this is the R. So, omega cross R, that is the direction for the V. This is the direction of the V. So, my dear student, the vectorial form of V equal to omega cross R. Omega cross R. So, you know it. Suppose omega equal to 120 RPM. RPM means revolution per minute. RPH means revolution per hour. RPS means revolution per second. So, you see here any rotational motion object, you measure the RPM, RPS or RPH. Suppose you, when you buy a fan from a market, you see it, the motion of the blades in a unit, with the help of a unit, that unit must be RPM or RPH. You see when you buy it. Again, that is by 60, that is equal to RPS. Okay, that 60 equal to RPS. So, you can change it rad per minute, rad per second and rad per rotational per hour. So, RPM, RPH and RPS, you can easily change it. Next part is the acceleration. Angular acceleration alpha equal to angular velocity by time. Angular velocity by time, that means change in angular velocity. Suppose you consider it, an object is moving with a circular path, the angular velocity omega 1, and after a time t, the particle acquires a velocity, angular velocity omega 2. Change in velocity omega 2 minus omega 1 by time, that is equal to acceleration. You denote here that value is the this. So, unit will be rad per second square, rad per second square. If you try to relation with the linear and the angular, alpha equal to omega by t, omega equal to v by r into t, v by t into 1 by r. What will be the v by t? Alpha equal to a by r, that is equal to a equal to alpha into r. That is the relation between the angular and the linear. So, my dear student, if you try to form the equation of linear and angular, v equal to u plus at, you write it in the angular relation omega 2 equal to omega 1 plus alpha into t. Similar way, s equal to ut plus half at square. What will be its value? S means theta omega 1 t plus half alpha t square. This is the relation. Similar way, v square equal to u square plus 2as. That time you can write it omega 2 square equal to omega 1 square plus 2 alpha into theta. So my dear student, you check it. Those are the relation between the linear and the angular. So when an object moving with a angular velocity omega in a circular path, that time you see it, the centripetal force and centrifugal force. So how can we calculate it? Suppose you consider an object of mass m moving with a circular path, angular velocity omega, linear velocity v. Suppose v, this is the r. So this velocity has no component along the radius, because this is the perpendicular to each other. Okay. After a time t, if you consider the object is at this position, okay, what will be its direction? The direction of the v is this. Angular displacement, very small angular displacement you consider, this is the theta. You divided it two component. This v divided it two component. One is parallel to the radius, another is perpendicular on it. You check here, if this angle is equal to theta, that angle must be theta. If this angle is equal to theta, that angle must be theta. Because you check here, this and that are 90 degree and this and that are 90 degree. So that angle is the common angle. So if this angle equal to theta, that angle equal to theta. So this is the v, that component is v cos theta and that component is v sin theta. First you consider it, theta is very, very small. If theta is very, very small, theta is very, very small, that time you know it, sin theta equal to theta, cos theta equal to 1. Limit theta tends to 0, cos theta equal to 1. Limit theta tends to 0, sin theta equal to theta. From your calculus chapter you know it. So that value almost equal to v. That value almost equal to v theta. Okay. So my dear student, you check here, the value of the velocity almost same each and every point on the circle, but direction will be different. Due to the direction of the particle changes one point to another point, it creates some acceleration. What will be its acceleration and what will be the direction of the acceleration? You listen here, this is the component due to circular motion. That component is balanced by this. So you can say always a constant velocity, the particle will move with an circular motion. But due to this circular motion, a part of it creates along the radius, a velocity part is there. So that value change from here to there after the time t. So what will be its acceleration? The acceleration is v2 minus v1 by t. v2 minus v1 by t, that difference is equal to the v theta by t. That difference is v theta by t. Am I clear? Again I repeat it. Again I repeat it. You check here. Suppose the particle, you consider here, initial start from here, and this velocity direction is tangent on that point. So, the velocity and radius are perpendicular to each other. No component along the radius of the velocities, because this is the 90 degree, cos 90 equal to 0. So, no component along the perpendicular direction. Suppose you consider a very small time interval, the particle changes its position from this to that, a very small angular displacement. So, if you consider it very small angular displacement b, you check here the direction of the velocity is along the tangent, and if you consider due to the very small angular displacement, you divided that component into two parts. You see here, if this angle equal to theta, that parallel angle will be the theta, this angle equal to theta, that angle will be the theta. So, the velocity component along the perpendicular direction is v cos theta, along the radius direction is v sin theta. Theta is very small. So, limit theta tends to 0, cos theta equal to 1 and sin theta equal to theta. So, v cos theta almost equal to v and v sin theta almost equal to v theta. You check here, you start with a velocity v and you see this and that are parallel, so those are equal. So, you check here, yes sir, both are equal. Okay? So, the particle moves along the circular path with a constant velocity. You see here, but that value is constant, you see here, almost constant, not the constant. So, its change is direction. So, the speed will be the same. If the change is direction, that means a force is created on it. A force is created on it. The unbalanced force acts on this object, it creates some changes its velocity. So, you see here the velocity will be changed is very small values, that is equal to v theta from here to there, due to the very small time interval t. So, you note here the acceleration means change in velocity by time. The change in velocity equal to v theta by t, that is equal to acceleration. That acceleration direction towards the radius. So, it is called the centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration, that is equal to v into theta by t means omega, v into omega. Omega means v by r, or v means omega into r. Omega into r into omega, that is equal to omega square r or v square by r. So, this is the centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration acts along the direction towards the center, so it is called the centripetal acceleration. If the mass of this object is m, so what will be its force? That is called the centripetal force. That value will be m into a, that is equal to m into v square by r, that is equal to m v square by r. So, my dear student, due to the Due to the rotation along the circular path, a force is created towards the center. That force is the centripetal force. The value of the centripetal force equal to mv square by r. Suppose you consider your practical knowledge when you rotate a particle with a thread with the help of your finger. You see, after a certain time, no tension you can feel on your finger. First you see, you try to rotate it with the help of the finger, means finger creates some force on this object, the object will rotate along the circular path. After a fraction of time, you see the object is rotated along the circular path, but no tension or force acts on your finger. You see, automatically it will be rotated in the circular path. That time a force is created on the object opposite to the direction of the centripetal force. That force is called the centrifugal force. Centrifugal force, the value will be the same, but the direction is opposite. So it will be onward, means outward the centripetal force, means opposite to the direction of the radius. The value will be same, means mv square by r. But centripetal acceleration, centripetal force, centrifugal force, centripetal reaction, centrifugal reaction, that force will be the real force, but centrifugal force is not the real force, it is the pseudo force. It is the pseudo force. So that value will be the same, but centrifugal force is the pseudo force. It is created automatically when the object move along the circular path. So next day see you again, and I will try to complete the chapter for next day. Thank you, my dear student.